Before we begin today, I want to talk about our 14 days of giving. For the next 2 weeks, we are donating 75% of all our subscriptions directly to the GoFundMe setup for Dr. Davis's wife and daughters. Their lives are completely broken by this tragedy, so we need to be there to help pick up the pieces. Please, take a moment and just look at this picture of Dr. Linda Davis. She was a beautiful Black woman, a beloved teacher, whose life was violently stolen in a school zone. When Minnesota was rocked to its core for Alex Priddy and Renee Good, the world paid attention. Yet Dr. Linda Davis is having her story, her excruciating pain, forced into a memory hole. We cannot let that happen. This is a detailed breakdown of the lies, the deception, and the massive federal cover-up surrounding her death. We are told by federal authorities that this incident was merely a simple traffic stop. That is a complete lie. It was a reckless, high-speed pursuit by 3 unmarked federal vehicles tearing right through a strict no-chase school zone. But the most enraging truth is how federal agents treated this beautiful woman in her final moments. For approximately 25 agonizing minutes, while Dr. Davis was trapped in her crushed Lexus, ICE agents actively blocked desperate bystanders and EMS from reaching her to provide medical aid. One witness devastatingly reported, "They did not approach the vehicle to offer aid. They left Linda alone. They prioritized securing their scene over saving a dying teacher's life. And now they are actively burying the truth." There is a ghost vehicle, a silver SUV that was actively involved in the pursuit and towed alongside the suspect's truck to the exact same yard. Yet it has been completely erased from every official police report. But the most damning deception is the video evidence. The independent GDOT traffic camera at the exact intersection of the crash magically blacked out, showing a stream unavailable message for a precise 10-minute window from 7:40 to 7:50 a.m. on the morning of the crash. Furthermore, the entire public traffic camera network has been restricted. Public access to purchase this corridor footage was completely blocked starting in late January. They claim there is no video at the time of the crash. But we know the local news media has the missing video in full. You can literally see it as the video has the watermark right there in the top left corner. Authorities are keeping the unredacted truth from the public to hide their fatal negligence. The authorities are trying to erase her. They are trying to sweep a 25-minute delay of life-saving medical care and a rogue federal pursuit under the rug. We cannot let this hypocrisy stand in silence. She will not have died in vain. The tears that are flowing should drown Savannah in a torrent of truth.
All right, today we're digging into the tragic death of a beloved Savannah teacher, Dr. Linda Davis. And what you're going to hear? Well, it's a story with some deeply troubling questions about what the official report leaves out.
On the surface, it seems like a straightforward, tragic car crash. A simple story. But is it? The official report, you see, it paints one picture. But the evidence we have points to something else entirely. We're talking about vanishing evidence, a ghost vehicle, and a community that is absolutely demanding answers.
Okay, so before we get into the weeds, let's just lay out the official story. This is the narrative that the authorities put forward. This is the story you were supposed to hear.
So, according to ICE, it all started as an attempt to apprehend a man named Oscar Vasquez Lopez, a 38-year-old from Guatemala with a deportation order. Their story is pretty simple, really. They say he was stopped, he fled, he crashed, and this awful tragedy happened. End of story.
Right, so the local police, the Chatham County PD, they show up and charge Lopez with vehicular homicide and reckless driving. But, and this is important, they made it super clear that they had nothing to do with the initial ICE operation. They apparently got zero heads up that this was even going down in their jurisdiction.
Okay, now, this is where the official story really begins to crumble, and it happens the second you look at the first piece of video evidence we have, which comes from the local HES K-8 school. So you've got ICE calling this a simple traffic stop. They actually went on record and disputed the word chase. But the school video, it shows a completely different reality. You see a red pickup truck flying by at high speed, and behind it, pursuing vehicles with their emergency lights flashing. I mean, come on, that's a chase. In a strict no-chase school zone, no less. And this is where we get the first, well, let's just call it what it is, the first major lie. You see, the official reports, even some news outlets, they all said there were 2 pursuing vehicles. But the school video? It clearly, undeniably, shows 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. And get this, these weren't your typical marked police cars. Nope, we're talking unmarked federal vehicles. A van, a black sedan, and a smaller SUV. All of them, lights flashing, tearing through a school zone that has a strict no-chase policy.
So the story is already shaky, right? Well, the contradictions only get deeper when you start looking for the evidence that should exist. The kind of independent evidence that could tell us the real story.
And here's the thing. There was an independent traffic camera, SavCam 04. It was positioned perfectly, right at the intersection. It should have captured everything. It was supposed to be the one neutral, unbiased eye on this whole tragic event. So what did it show? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Across every single public archive you can find, the feed for that one specific camera went dark. And not just for a random amount of time. It went dark for a precise 10-minute window, from 7:40 to 7:50 a.m. The exact time of the crash. I mean, what are the odds? And listen, this wasn't just some random glitch. Authorities are calling it part of a pattern of gaps. But what it really is a digital blockade. The public, that means you and me, we're actively being blocked from accessing any recent footage from that whole area. The very evidence that could tell us how fast they were going, that could confirm everything, it's been systematically hidden. And then there's the ghost vehicle. This is wild. We have a silver SUV that was seen at the scene. It's even documented in the tow records. It was hauled away to the same yard as the suspect's truck. And yet, it has been completely, totally erased from every single official statement. You have to ask yourself, why? Why would you wipe a vehicle involved in the crash right out of the official narrative? Look, this isn't just about missing video files and phantom cars. This is where the story takes an even darker turn, because this is about the staggering human cost of what happened right after the crash.
25 minutes. Just let that number sink in. According to multiple witnesses who were right there at the scene, that's how long Dr. Linda Davis lay trapped and dying in her car. 25 minutes before she was allowed to get medical help.
Standard protocol is to render aid immediately. But that's not what happened here. Witnesses on the scene allege that federal agents created a perimeter and actively, physically blocked anyone, bystanders, even first responders, from getting to Dr. Davis to help her. They were prioritizing securing the scene over saving a life.
I mean, just read this quote from a witness. ICE agents refused to let him in to try to save her. A bystander wanted to help, wanted to try and save her life, and they were physically stopped from even getting close to the car. And it gets worse. Another witness said the agents themselves didn't do anything. No CPR, no first aid, nothing. They just waited. They left Linda alone. For 25 agonizing minutes, a beloved teacher was left alone, dying in her car. So when you start putting all of these pieces together, the official story of a traffic stop gone wrong doesn't just fall apart. It looks like a deliberate, calculated cover-up. Let's just run through it one more time. A simple traffic stop was actually a 3-car high-speed chase. The one independent camera that could prove it goes dark for exactly 10 minutes. An entire SUV involved in the incident is literally erased from the official reports. And then, the most horrifying part, a 25-minute delay in medical care that agents allegedly caused, which is never, ever mentioned in their reports. This isn't a series of mistakes. This is a pattern. For the community in Savannah, which has just been completely ripped apart by this, these aren't just little inconsistencies. This feels like an active cover-up, and it just cannot be ignored. Dr. Linda Davis's life mattered, and her community is making it clear they will not let her memory or the truth of what happened just slip away.
So the community is asking for our help. They are demanding accountability. If you want to get involved, check the show notes for contact info. The plan is to call the local police, call government officials, and they've come up with this really powerful visual form of protest. Send toy cars to their offices. Keep sending them until they finally launch a real, formal investigation into this cover-up. You know, this whole thing really raises a huge question. When evidence just vanishes, when official stories completely contradict the facts, who is left to fight for the truth? When the agencies that are supposed to enforce the law seem to be the ones hiding it, it falls on us. It falls on the community, on witnesses, on everyone to demand it. The fight for Dr. Davis, it's really a fight for the truth itself.